Click on the subscribe button, especially the bell on the right side. Otherwise, you will miss the latest videos.
Okay. So, welcome to Saptarshi's Astrology. Once again, we have with us Mr. L. Satyanarayan, all the way from Chennai. Namaskaram, sir.
Namaskaram.
Welcome to Saptarshi's Astrology. Last time we had one wonderful session with you on Nakshatra Bird Astrology, part 1, where we have covered first 3 nakshatra, right from Ashwini till Kritika. And sir would be telling us more about the remaining nakshatras in a sequential manner. So over to you, sir. Just a brief for our audience about what exactly this nakshatra bird astrology is, and then we can take ahead the few next nakshatras, right from Rohini. We'll try to finish till Ashlesha in this session. Let's see how time permits. Over to you, sir.
You see, sages have given trees, animals, and birds for all the 27 nakshatras. But trees, the trees are planted in many temples so that they can circumambulate. Animals are there in many temples like this, Simha Vahini, all these things. But 27 birds is untouched. What to do with the bird? It is not clearly given in the scriptures. So, I read many Puranas, Idihasas, and temple Sthala Puranas, and I have taken where the birds went and prayed, or where they worshipped the Lord Shiva or Vishnu, and like this, and I have gathered for all the 27 birds. Okay, this is nakshatra birds. Okay. In the previous session, we have covered the introduction for from Ashwini to Kritika. Now we will be doing from Rohini to Ashlesha Nakshatra. And in other sessions, third and fourth part, we will do another remaining 9 nakshatras. Let us go to the PPT, sir.
Okay.
Pranams to my spiritual gurus, Sri Chariji Maharaj and Kamaleshji Maharaj, my astrology guru, Sri S. Bhaskar, my parents, Sri Lakshmi Narayanan and Srimati Janagi, my prayers to Lord Ganesha, Kuladevada, Gramadevada, Ishtadevada, and Pitrus, and Sri Sunil John of Saptarishi Astrology, other astrologers and viewers, and to Mr. Dinesh Thambi. This list of nakshatra birds I have taken from Periya Varshadi Nool, which is translated from poetic Tamil to ordinary readable Tamil by Virudapatti Sriman Ramalinga Gurukal. For the benefit of viewers, I have given the theory part in this section. You can read all those things. The nakshatra list and the birds I have given separately. How I have used the nakshatra. I have given the theory part here. Rohini Nakshatra, bird is Andai, that is owl.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Rohini Nakshatra, can I start?
Yes, sir, absolutely.
Rohini Nakshatra, bird is Andai in Tamil, owl. Pray to goddess Mahalakshmi. Mahalakshmi is also called Pulka Vahini or owl mounted. Her Vahana is owl. There is a story in Ramayana. Sage Narada learned some music, some part of music or some music from an owl who is staying in Manasarovar Lake in Himalayas. That owl is called Jnana Bandhu. Okay. Pray Sri Narada Muni Temple, Chigateri, Karnataka. Sage Narayana always chants Om Namo Narayana as a Bhakta of Lord Mahavishnu. Owl is the Vahana of Goddess Lakshmi, wife of Mahavishnu. So prayer to Mahavishnu or chanting Vishnu Sahasranamam will be beneficial. Since Lord Krishna, incarnation of Lord Mahavishnu, took birth in this nakshatra, so reading Bhagavad Gita will bring all types of happiness. Pray Narada Muni in this temple at Karnataka. Okay. Owl. Owl had Lord Shiva Upadesam. Once, can read the story. Once there lived a Brahmin in North India. He was always pleasure seeking, but he will not chant Vedas or he will not do all the rituals, and he did not live as per the tenets of a Brahmin, as per the scriptures. So in the next Janma, he took birth as a owl. Okay. And that owl was staying in a tree. At that time, under the tree, Lord Shiva gave Upadesam to Mother Parvati. Okay. That owl was blessed to take next birth as a saint. That owl took birth as Yajnavalkya, okay, saint. Okay. In the next Janma, the sage Yajnavalkya came to this temple and stayed here and preached common man. Those who became his followers are now staying in Setanipuram village. This temple where Yajnavalkya came and stayed is Meenakshi Sundareswara temple in Setanipuram, okay, near Kumbakonam, Tamil Nadu. Mrigashirisha Nakshatra, Koli.
So before we go to the next bird, I want to button a few points about the Rohini Nakshatra, if you can allow.
Yes,
so if you look at the Rohini Nakshatra and the goddess Mahalakshmi, there is a very deep connection. Whenever there is a Lakshmi Pujan on the day of Diwali, the Muhurat is selected in such a way that the ascendant or the Lagna rising should be, Rohini, as in the Rohini Nakshatra. Whenever it rises on the ascendant, that is considered as a very auspicious. And if you do worship goddess Mahalakshmi on that particular Muhurat, the Lakshmi would be, remain in that house or in that business perpetually. So that is one of the, connection of the owl, the Rohini Nakshatra, and that too again with goddess Mahalakshmi. is one thing which I wanted to button. I hope you also agree on that, because
Yes, yes.
Vrishabha is again, Sthira Rashi, as we call it, right? So the Lakshmi has to be always stable, sthir, right? So that's why the Lakshmi Pujan Mahurat always, whenever the ascendant rising is Taurus, and that too specifically that Rohini part of the ascendant is very, very, very auspicious. And as everybody knows, the goddess Mahalakshmi's Vahana is again owl, white owl, and it is considered as very auspicious. Though in India there are lots of misnomer and some misinformation and misguidance about the owl as an animal. They consider it as a black omen, but goddess Mahalakshmi specifically rides on a white owl, so it is considered as very auspicious. So over to you again, sir, and thank you for the opportunity.
Yes, excellent, excellent. Your explanation is excellent, sir. Excellent. Thank you. Can we go to next slide?
Yes, sir, surely.
Now we will see Mrigashirisha Nakshatra bird, Koli, which is called hen. Okay. Here I have not taken the sex female or male. I have considered cock and hen similarly only. Okay. It is like this. We have to, those who took birth in Mrigashirisha Nakshatra, they have to pray Lord Alagiya Manavala Perumal. Okay. Right. In Tirukkozhiyur, near Tiruchi, Tamil Nadu, there is a story or it happened. Once a hen defeated the emperor's elephant. Okay, once a hen defeated the emperor's elephant. Seeing that, the emperor constructed a Mahavishnu temple in that place. Okay, and this is called Koliyur. Koliyur means hen, a place where hen is important, like that, and it is called Tirukkozhiyur. Tiru means respect. Tirukkozhiyur. Okay, it is like this. The emperor, the Chola emperor, was blessed to have a female child. He got a female child from a lotus pond. When he went for hunting, he named the child as Kumudavalli, and he gave her child Kumudavalli to Sri Ranganathan, Lord Ranganatha of Sri Rangam. Okay, this is this Tirukkozhiyur is one of the 108 Divya Desam of Vaishnava. Divya Desam. Can I go to the next slide?
Yes, sir. But before you go to the next slides, can I request you to shed more lights on Divya Desham? Because many of our viewers who are in North India, they are not aware of what is Divya Desham and what is the signification of the Divya Desham.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
There are 108 Divya Desam for Mahavishnu. Okay. In that, the number 369 is very, very important. I feel 21. In some places, Mahavishnu will be standing. In some places, Mahavishnu will be sitting. And in some places, Mahavishnu will be reclining. Reclining in the bed, Adishesha's bed, no?
Correct, correct. Just like the
Okay.
Padmanabha Swami temple, he is reclining stage on a
Reclining, okay. It is like this.
Okay.
108 Divya Desam is Vaikuntham. Only after death we can go. Okay, before that it is not possible. Only sages of highest order can go to that Divya Desam. Okay.
Okay, okay.
In 21 places, I feel he is standing. or sitting, I don't know. I have to this thing. In 27 places, he is sitting or standing, I don't know. In 60 places, he is sitting or standing or reclining, I don't know. The combination is like this.
Okay.
21 is 2 plus 1 is 3,
Mhm.
which represents as per numerology is Jupiter. Okay.
Mhm.
And 2 plus 7 is 9. As per numerology, it represents 9. Okay. And
Correct.
60, 6 plus 0 is equal to 6. As per numerology is Venus. Okay. Okay. You see the 3, 6, 9 is coming in a rhythmic method. I want to put a PPT. I have forgotten. I am unable to remember
Mhm.
those things. Okay. You see, 3 represents Jupiter,
Mhm.
9 represents Mars, and 6 represents Venus.
Correct.
If anybody have difficulty in getting married, to get marriage,
Okay.
difficulty, the delay in marriage or something, hurdles in getting married, something, no, if they have to select one temple from reclining one temple, from standing position one temple, and from sitting temple one temple. If they go, okay, you understood?
Yes.
If they go, if Jupiter aspects Venus, Mars, okay, then the marriage will take place. As per Nadi Grantha, we have to see the Mars for female.
Correct. Absolutely.
Mars we have to see
Absolutely.
for females to have the husband side.
Yes.
For male, we have to see the Venus. But
Correct.
Jupiter's aspect or something should be there for get the marriage should happen. It is like this. So
Okay.
108 Divya Desams are there. Many Divya Desams are in South India, and a few are in North India. It is like
Okay.
this.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir, for that wonderful information.
I will put a separate PPT. There is a great science behind that temples. You see, there are 12 alvars. Okay, you see. I don't remember. You see, I don't remember the data. I remember only the concept. I only take the seed, not the tree. It is like this. Okay. You see, there are 12 alvars.
Mhm.
Okay. They are the greatest of the great saints who loved Mahavishnu, and they sang, they used to sing songs like this, and they used to propagate Vaishnavism. Okay.
Correct.
The 12 alvars took birth in different period, not in a certain place or in a certain century. In different century, they took birth. Hello?
Yes, sir. I'm there. I'm there, sir. Continue.
Okay. Different place, you can hear. Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are very much audible, sir. Please continue.
You see, they took birth in different places and in different periods. Okay. The thing is, here we have 369 combination of temples. Okay. In the 12 alvars, no. Okay. 2 alvars, no, set. We in the cards we used to play triplet is there, doublet is there, something like this, no. 5, 6, 7 means it is it forms a set like this. 2 sets of alvars, they will be having the serial nakshatra, means Ashwini, Bharani, Kartike. Okay. Next 3 consecutive nakshatras. 2 sets of alvars, no, will be having 2 nakshatras, consecutive nakshatra, and 1 alvar will be having only one. This thing, 2 alvars will be having only one nakshatra. If I put 3 into 2 is equal to 6, 3 into 3 is equal to 9. 3, you see, 3 into 1 is equal to 3. Okay, 3 into 2 is equal to 6. Okay, and 3 like this is coming. If I add, it is coming to 12, and 369 will be coming. I have forgotten the theory. I have written the theory, but I have forgotten the exact numbers. Next time I will tell you, sir.
Sure, sir.
Okay.
We'll have
Like
a
this,
separate
I
session.
have forgotten the serial wise.
No problem. Next time we'll have a separate session with you on.
I will explain it with concept. Okay.
Sure.
Lord Subramanya in Arulmigu Subramanya Swami Temple, Tiruchendur. As per Kanda Puranam, Lord Murugan killed the demon Surabatman with a spear, veil, like this, okay, given by him to his mother Parvati. Demon Surabatman took a form of a mango tree and he wanted to hide himself. But Murugan, you see, he used his veil and that mango tree got splitted into two pieces. One piece became a peacock, his Vahana, and another peak became his flag, where this cock will be. That cock will be his symbol. He will be having in his hand one side cock and another side veil, and he will be mounted on this thing, peacock. This incident took place in Tiruchendur. So, prayers to Lord Subramanya Swami in Tiruchendur will be beneficial for the persons who took birth in Mrigashirisha Nakshatra. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Can I, anything to you want to tell, sir?
No, sir. So you can move on.
Okay, here I have given. Next, Arudra Nakshatra. Arudra Nakshatra bird is Andril. In Sanskrit is called crown chap paravai. Crown chap paravai. This bird lives in seashore. That too in palm tree. It is called a love bird. Okay. This bird is found in abundance in Kodikarai. Kodikarai, where Kulagar Koil is there, which is called Amrita Kandeswara. That Kulagar Koil, there is a lingam which is called Amrita Kandeswara. Pray Lord Amrita Kandeswara in Kodikarai, Kulagar Koil, Nagapatnam, Tamil Nadu. Next, Lord Uppuliyappan Temple, Tirunageswaram, near Kumbakonam, Tamil Nadu. Lord Uppuliyappan is Mahavishnu. In this temple, they will not use salt in the prasadam. It is one among 108 Divya Desam. And once there is a Pushkarani in this temple known as Hauratra Pushkarani. Once there lived a Brahmin called Deva Sharma. He belonged to Bharatwaja Gotra. And he was attracted by sage Jaimuni's daughter and he wanted to attain her. So he forcefully dragged her hands or something he did, some mischievous work he did. And sage Jaimuni got angry by seeing this and he cursed that Deva Sharma to become a crowncha bird. Okay. Then that Brahmin, that Deva Sharma realized his fault and he begged Jaimuni, please help me to come out of this curse and other things. He cried Okay, sage Jaimuni took pity on him and informed, wait near a Tirtham in Uppuliyappan temple. Your curse will get removed in due course. Okay. The bird was sitting in the tree near the Tirtham, the Tirtham near the Uppuliyappan temple. One day, a severe storm came and it broke the branch where the Krauncha bird Deva Sharma was sitting, and the bird fell into the Tirtham and bird died. Okay, and he attained moksha. And he attained moksha. Okay, and the messengers from Vaikundam came with a chariot, and they took the Deva Sharma in their chariot to Vaikundam. On the way to Vaikundam, Lord Varuna's messenger came and intervened. No, how can you take this person to Vaikundam? He had done a blunder by taking bath in night in the holy water. So you should not take him to Vaikundam. But Mahavishnu's messenger told them, it is an exceptional tirtham or a pond, holy pond, where taking bath in night is also permissible, acceptable. They told, and they took him to Vaikundam. Okay, next we will go to the next sage Valmiki and Ramayana. In Tamil, Krauncha bird is called Andril. This is mentioned by many Tamil scholars, and moreover, many scholars have told this Andril bird is Krauncha. Okay. This Ramayana itself started when sage Valmiki, Ramayana story, he started writing. Itself he started when the sage Valmiki witnessed a hunter shooting a Krauncha bird, male bird, and it fell down and died, and the female bird cried. By seeing this, the Valmiki Ramayana starts. So, prayer to sage Valmiki and Lord Rama and Mother will bring beneficial results, or they can go to any Valmiki temple or Sri Rama temple. Sage Valmiki temple is in Lahore, Pakistan. We have to go. It is there. I have taken the picture.
Okay.
Anything to tell, sir?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. So, if you look at this nakshatra Adra, it is a nakshatra which comes in the Gemini sign, right? The Gemini
Yes.
part of the zodiac. And if you look at the symbol of the Gemini, right, it is a twins basically, right? If you
Yes.
look closely, those are identical twins. And now I'm coming to the Krauncha bird, which you said. There is a story in Ramayana which you have already shared in the previous slides, right? So there is a very peculiar quality of the Krauncha birds that it always found in a pair. So male female would
Yes.
always live together. So that's why in Tamil literature there are stories and poetry is mentioned about the relationship between the husband and wife, or the two
Yes.
lovers should be like Krauncha birds. And the speciality of the Krauncha bird is, if one of the partner in the pair if dies by whatsoever reason, very next moment the next partner will also die, whether
Yes.
whether he is sick or otherwise also. If one partner from that pair is dies, the other partner, the very next moment it will happen, right? So whenever you
Yes.
will find a dead crowncha bird, it would be always in the form of pair. You will never find a one andrel bird dying, right? There would be always one andrel bird next to that place
Yes.
somewhere, also dead, right? So see how those birds are very well connected with the sign Gemini, and the that concept of
Until.
concept of twins, right? So that's actually catched my attention, and I wanted to contribute on that. So thank you, sir. Thank you for bringing.
Excellent. 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 Excellent.
Yes, sir. Next slide, please.
Next slide, shall we go?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Punarvasu Nakshatra bird. This is in Tamil, it is called Annaparavai. In English, it is called swan. Rajahamsam or royal swan is the vehicle of goddess Saraswati, Lord Brahma, goddess Gayatri, and Lord Vishwakarma. You see, they are many of them are sharing the same swan as the vehicle. Very good, excellent. Such a holy bird it is. Okay. Pray, Lord Marturai Varadiswarar in Tiruvasi near Tiruchi. Once Mother Uma Devi asked Lord Shiva, there are out of 28 agamas, which agama you like? And Lord Shiva told him that I love puja the most. Okay. Hearing this, Mother Parvati came to earth and took the form of swan, and she took bath in a tank. The tank became Annamam Poigai. Annamam Poigai means swan tank, water tank. Okay, it is like this. She prayed Lord Shiva in Tiruvasi, okay, and did puja, and she for her beloved and went to Kailash. This is the legend behind this. Okay, out of 28 agamas, puja only Shiva liked. From this we can understand. Okay. Can I go to next slide, sir?
Yes, sir. Please.
Lord Brahma's curse. Once Lord Mahavishnu and Lord Brahma had a difference of opinion. Everybody we knows in the Shiva Purana, it comes on Lord Shiva took a form of fire pillar, infinite fire pillar. And Lord Vishnu went inside the earth, and Lord Brahma took the form of swan and flied to see the top of the fire pillar or infinite fire pillar. Okay, this story we know. Lord Mahavishnu, after many years or many yugas, he came to Lord Shiva and told, I am unable to see the foot. But Lord Brahma came and told, I have seen this thing. Head, everything, I have seen the head. Okay. He also used a flower to tell a false statement. Okay, that thing and all we know. So Lord Brahma was cursed by Lord Shiva to become a swan. Okay, to become a swan. To get rid of this, Lord Brahma did severe penance. Okay, penance in Ambal Brahmapuriswarar temple in Ambal in Thiruvarur district, Tamil Nadu. Ambal Brahmapuriswarar temple in Ambal in Thiruvarur district, Tamil Nadu. Lord Brahma is believed to be propitiated from his curse after have taken a holy dip in Annamam Poigai. Here also one tank is there, Annamam Poigai, and Lord Brahma took holy bath in this Annamam Poigai and worshipped Shiva and got rid of his curse and regained his original form. Shall I go to next slide?
Yes, sir, please.
Pray Mother Goddess Mahasaraswati in Kuttanur, Thiruvarur, Tamil Nadu. Here, there is one great poet, Vattakuttar. He got the blessings of Mahasaraswati in this temple and he became the great poet. He is one of the great poets. Okay. Kuttanur Goddess Saraswati temple. There are only one or two Saraswati temples in India. This is one temple in that. Okay. Pushya Nakshatra, Neer Kagam. Neer Kagam means water. Tell me, sir.
Sir, before we move on to Pushya, I have a few points to share regarding the Punarvasu as a nakshatra and also Hamsa or the swan as a bird, right? If you look at closely to the Punarvasu nakshatra, the symbol is like a bow. We have a bow and arrow, so that bow is a symbol of Punarvasu nakshatra. And if you minutely observe the swan, it is known for that curvature of the swan is very peculiar, right? So that Punarvasu elements I could see very closely in the swan as an animal. And if you look at the lordship of the nakshatra, the Punarvasu is lorded by Jupiter, which is a lord of wisdom, right? And there is an ancient story, the folklore basically, where the Hamsa has the ability to distinguish the water from the milk.
Yes.
If you take that is called as Jala Kshira Nyaya, right? It is considered as Jala is basically Neera or a Neera Kshira Nyaya. So Neera is basically the water, the Kshir is basically the milk. If you mix water in a milk and you give it to Rajahamsa, he can only take the milk and that water will remain as it is. So he can only select the milk which is the essence and not something which is diluted or excipient, as we call it in chemistry, right? So again, the connection with the goddess Saraswati is very peculiar. She is the goddess of knowledge, Jupiter, the lord of wisdom, and again that Punarvasu element is coming into the picture, and which is very striking. So now
even we should be like a swan.
Correct.
We can read many books, but we have to take only which is applicable.
Absolutely.
We can read many books. We may not be able to memorize all those things or keep it in mind. We can selectively take the essence of the book and apply. We have to apply. It is like this. Everybody should be like a swan only.
Correct.
Okay. In that.
Yes, sir. We can move on to the Pushya Nakshatra, sir.
Pushya Nakshatra. Pushya Nakshatra bird is Neer Kagam in Tamil. In English, it is called water cormorants. Water cormorants. Okay. Cormorants, I have seen. There is a pond near my house. The cormorants used to go deep inside the pond by diving like a fish. It goes and it will come outside and it will appear in somewhere, some other part of the pond. Okay, it is like this. It can propel inside water like a submarine, and collect mollusca. It will eat the mollusca, means some shells, this snails, something and all it will take. Okay, cormorants here. live near water bodies. Lord Jambukeswara. Pray Lord Jambukeswara in Thiruvannaikkaval, Trichy, Tamil Nadu. It is one among 5 Panchabhuta Sthalam for Lord Shiva, signifying water element. Here, a spider and elephant prayed Lord Shiva. Okay. You see, crab is a crab. Karkadaka is also a multi-legged sign. Okay, crab is a multi-legged.
Correct.
And the spider is also multi-legged. You see, spider is also multi-legged.
Yeah.
Cancer is water, and chara means linear flow of water. Linear flow means unidirectional flow. It will not flow this way, that way, and all. Linear flow. There are 3 types. You see, chara rasi means linear flow. Like a river, it will be flowing. Okay. Sthira rasi means stagnant. And Ubhaya rasi will be like a swing. It will be oscillating. There are 3 types of motions or something. You see, oscillation is also there. No? Oscillating, it will be going like this and coming like this. For oscillation, we can tell sea or ocean, where the waves comes towards you and then it goes back. Comes towards you and goes back. But river, it will straight away go towards the sea only. It will not come to you and go like this and all. Nothing will happen. Only unidirectional. Okay. Karkadaga is a chara, means linear flow. Okay. Pusya Nakshatra is near Aslesha Nakshatra. Okay. Deity for Aslesha Nakshatra is Adisesha. Lord Mahavishnu always reclines in Adisesha's bed only. Adisesha's bed, he will be.
Sir, I think your slide sharing has been disabled. Can you just, again go on to the next slide and check?
Okay.
Just move on to the next slide, sir, so that we can see the Ashlesha part of it. It is not visible. Yeah. Now, go on. Next. Click next, sir. No, just click the arrow.
Where?
Yes. Now
Oh,
I
yeah.
can see. Now we can see, sir. Ashlesha Nakshatra bird. Kitchen.
No. Now I am not seeing the Aslesha. I have not yet finished the Pushya.
Okay. Is it so? Okay, sir.
You see, nearer to it. Pushya Nakshatra is nearer to Aslesha Nakshatra.
Got it.
And Aslesha, why I have selected this Thalam, I have to tell, no?
Okay, sure, sir. Please.
The logic I have to tell. So only I am telling. I am not telling about other things. Okay?
Sure.
This Aslesha Nakshatra belongs to Adisesha. Okay. Srirangam is near Thiruvannaikkaval, where Lord Sriranganatha reclines in Adisesha. So I have selected this Thalam for Neerkagam or water cormorant, and the Thalam itself is water for water element, and it says Shiva Thalam. Okay. Let us go to next slide. Aslesha Nakshatra bird. Kichan in Tamil or streak. Okay. In Panjangam, it is given as Kichili Paravai. Kichili Paravai is a small sparrow with green body, with the green color. But I don't find any tale or any mythology or any temple history connected with the Kichili. I feel it should be Kichan. I have taken only as per Kichan in this. Okay, it is like this.
Sure.
Behavior of Kichan bird. It is also called a butcher bird. You see, everywhere, wherever you go and read the book about nakshatras, okay, for Aslesha Nakshatra, the characteristics will be entirely, they will be giving something. Okay,
Absolutely.
something rude, tough. They used to tear something and all they will give. You go, whatever book you want to read, you read. They will give the characters like this only. Okay.
Correct, correct.
It is not to mistake. Here the characteristics of Asalesha Nakshatra matches with the butcher bird. Okay. It is, even though it is a small bird, okay, it can hunt a bigger bird, or it can have a bigger hunt than its body. It is like this, and it will tear that animal, bird or insect, something, no, it will hunt. It will tear and it will place it in a hook. You see, it will place it in a hook and it will disturb. You see, sorry for telling this Asalesha, those who are born under Asalesha, but in some books I have written, but Asalesha has all the good characters, don't worry about it.
Correct.
Okay? Okay, it is like this. You see, pray to Ukra god and goddesses. Ukra Kali Devi, or Lord Ukra Narsimha, or goddess Chamundiswari. Here, Lord Narsimha, no, he used to tear that
Hiranyakashipu.
Hiranyakashipu.
Yeah.
Hiranyakashipu. Like this, that bird acted. So I have taken Lord Narsimha. Okay. And there is one. There are 60 types of Gitas. Okay. Like Bhagavad Gita, Vyada Gita, Vidura Gita, Siva Gita, Vishnu. There are not less than 60 Gitas in our country. Okay.
Correct, correct.
And almost many great persons, they have told Vyada Gita is the best among them, which teaches the Karma Yoga. Okay. We are all ordinary people. We are all very ordinary people. Okay. We cannot claim ourselves as a saint and do Patanjali, Raja Yoga, this Kundalini, all these things. It is not suitable for us.
Correct.
We have to do our karma. We have to do. This is the karma movie. It is the easy. Either we can catch hold of Bhakti Yoga or Karma Yoga. You can be a duty bound. Okay. And in yoga, all the 4 yogas will be present in single yoga itself. Every yoga will be present in all the yogas. Okay.
Correct.
Here, sage Vyadan. Vyadan is a butcher who gave initiation to a learned Brahmin called Kausika. Okay. This is one of the best books I have read. Okay. Here, Kichan bird is called butcher bird. So I have taken Vyada Gita.
Okay.
Once a learned Brahmin by name Kausika will be standing under a tree, a crane will by mistake spat on him. Something it will spat. He will get angry and he will look at the bird, and the bird will get ashes, some ashes, and it will fall down. Okay, it is like this.
Correct.
Electric spark you would have sent this something. Then okay, he got ego in his this thing powers. He was asking Bhavadi Bhikshantegi everything. He went to a female's house and he asked Bhavadi Bhikshantegi, Bhavadi Bhikshantegi. That female was serving his her husband, parents like this, and she came late to give the bhiksha or food or some offerings. This rishi, this saint got annoyed, and she looked at that lady told him, I am not a crane to get you cannot destroy me. I am not a crane. That saint will get this thing. What is this? This lady, how she is reading my thought? Wow, he will surrender. If you want to learn lesson, go to a butcher. He is staying in the next village. Okay. he will go to that butcher. While he is coming, that butcher, while cutting the flesh, whether that lady had sent you, whether it took place before thousands of years. There was no cell, tell this coming like this and all, we cannot tell. So that this Kausika took initiation from that butcher, and his teachings, that Vyadan, that butcher's teaching came in the form of Vyada Gita. It is one of the best Gita. Okay, next. Karma Yoga. It teaches the Karma Yoga, path of Karma Yoga. Sir, with this, tell me.
Yeah, so coming to the Ashlesha part, sir, as you rightly said, the Ashlesha is one of the Tikshna Nakshatras, and also represented by snakes, right? The animal representation is a snake. So snake is basically the venomous in nature, and can destroy you. And equally, it is very protective nakshatra as well. As you said, the people only remember about the bad part of Tikshna nakshatra, such as Mula nakshatras, Ashlesha nakshatras, Jyeshtha nakshatras, right? But they do not focus more on the good part of those nakshatras. So Ashlesha nakshatra people have a very good sense of intuition. I'll give you an example of the property of the snake. If the earthquake is happening anywhere in the world, snake is the animal who will come to know it first, whether the rain is coming or whether there will be a famine or any other thing. Snake is the animal who will recognize that that sense or that signal first on this earth plane, right? So Ashlesha people have very good sense of intuition. They can foresee many things in the future, and they are very protective in nature. As you say, the Adishesha is basically Balarama, as you can connect it with the Dwapar Yuga, right? So it is very protective in nature. Balarama was very protective of Lord Krishna, and there are stories mentioned in Mahabharatas and all, right? So similarly, these people are very protective of their children. They are very protective of their families and friends who are nearby one, right? So this is one property of the Ashlesha Nakshatra. And one more thing, I would like to give you one hint or one technique of Ashlesha Nakshatra. Whichever planet is there in Ashlesha Nakshatra, that particular relative, right, would change many houses. As you look at the snake never resides in one house. Maybe 3 months he will reside in one ant hole. After 3 months he will go to some another ant hole and make it his home, right? So the Ashlesha native would have a tendency repeatedly to change their houses. If not, the relative of that native, for example, Mars is in Ashlesha Nakshatra, the brother of that native might have shifted many homes or many houses. If Sun is there in Ashlesha, there is a tendency that the father might have shifted many houses, maybe because of transfer or any other things, right? So this is one small tip or technique, as you whatever you can call it. I would like to give for the Ashlesha natives. And I would like to thank you, Mr. Satyanarayan ji, for this wonderful session today, for covering the nakshatras till Ashlesha. And in next session we will try to cover, we'll start from Magha Nakshatra, and we'll try to finish at least the next 9 nakshatras. Now we have reached that Gandanta point, the Ashlesha part of it, right? So we would try to first paryaya, yeah. So we would basically try to evade that Gandanta and reach Magha at least in few days, and we'll meet you again, sir, with new birds and new information on nakshatras. Thank you so much, sir. On behalf of Saptarshi, I thank you. Thank you, sir.